Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is Sunday, October 20th, 2019. If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, please be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And if you are so inclined, head on over to twitch.tv/OtakuShowboat to leave a follow to get notified when I go live Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to approximately 1 p.m. US Eastern Time. You can follow me on Twitter at Otaku Showboat, visit my website at otakushowboat.com, help support my continued existence on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushowboat, and take part in my growing community on Discord. The access information is below the video. You can also support Pyanodon's mods development at patreon.com/Pyanodon. Today's question of the day is, do you want my blueprints? Do you want my blueprints? If you would like my blueprints, join my Discord. I will be posting my blueprints on my Discord. That is a decision that I have made, is for anyone who wants blueprints, if you want to request one of my blueprints, you can do so on my Discord server. Speaking of which, I have also put the day 1 stream save for the Pyanodon's playthrough on the Discord. So it is available through Discord, the stream 1 save. Now, if you want any particular day's save, that is actually going to be a new perk for patrons. That is going to be a new patron perk. Is if you are a patron, you can request whatever save file you want. And in fact, what I'm planning on doing is having my, from here on, from the 88th stream, which was last time onward, I am going to have those posted onto my Patreon page. So that, as they say, shall be that. That will be available for all of my wonderful patrons, who, you can provide as low as $1 and get access to stream saves, basically. That's what that means, is well, if you want it, just throw a buck my way and you can get access to the stream saves. By the way, saves are considered my own personal property, so that would be a thing. Hello, Pyanodon! Welcome to the stream. I've just been saying how I will be now sharing my blueprints on my Discord server, as well as I have the save for the first stream day available for everyone on Discord, as well as any stream save available mostly by request through my Patreon page. So I haven't done a lot off screen. I haven't really done much of anything off screen since the previous stream, partly because I've been a bit busy. There's this game that actually has launched called Autonauts. You may have heard of it. I am now making a YouTube series for Autonauts that's going up at 8 a.m. Eastern Time every single day. At least that's the current plan. So I have now 2 videos up of that. I have 2 more recorded, and my afternoon today is going to be even more recording of the Autonauts. Today's tutorial for Pyanodon's mods is going to be just a short one on military science, because that one doesn't have a ton of things that have been added. It's the same chain as vanilla, just additional ingredients. But it's a good place to discuss, hey, we need to set up military science regardless of whether or not we have fighters going, because we need mil science for laser turret tech, for the molybdenum mines, but we're also going to need rayon for batteries for those laser turrets. So that's going to be the following tutorial. And then we get to do molybdenum after that. Now, all that being said, I've seen things and I've read things. King Arthur is making changes to Pyraw ores, ore processing chains. And from what I've seen of the current impacts to the iron chain, yeah, I'm gonna have to redo all these tutorials, aren't I? I'm gonna have to redo, like, all of them if he keeps making these types of changes to the rest of the ore chains. Because I saw there were changes to actual individual steps in the chain rather than just a rebalance of numbers. So, yeah, that's going to basically require a fresh a fresh set of videos. What changes? King Arthur put a separate branch for Pyraw ores on the GitHub page. It's listed under a new branch, and I can actually bring this up. Optional in the mod settings. I don't know about that. It's he said on the Pi community's Discord that he's working on a general rebalance. So that he's going through all of the various ore chains to balance out the increases in efficiency at each tech tier to make it more consistent across the board. I'm actually going to bring up the repo and have a look at it. Looks like he's added another one. Yeah, King Modified Pyro is the branch to look at. And yeah, it's like there's a lot of changes. There's a lot of changes. In particular, I noticed that, let's see, Unslimed Iron is going to be renamed to Iron Ore Trace. Among many other various number changes. So it's like there's going to be actual changes to the chain itself in specific steps. So anyway, that is incoming, as it were. That is incoming at some point soon-ish. We shall see how long it takes. Probably not going to see any of this until after the whole thing is ready to go. But we shall see. It might just be this optional setting thing that you can set for a different balance on the Pyraw ores stuff. In which case, I would be very interested in trying that out when it happens. So I think that's about all I really have to talk about before starting up our day today. So let me actually bring up Factorio and get switched on over. Also, be sure to at least attempt to let me know if anything with the audio seems a little bit off. Because I noticed I had a slight issue with my mic audio yesterday when recording a couple of episodes of the Autonauts playthrough. Hello, kitty. You're getting up? You're getting up and you're wanting to go lap now? Oh, all right. Well, welcome Cole. Welcome, Cole, to Lap Time. Welcome. Welcome to Lap Time. My pretty kitty. Okay. No updates that I can really do right now. Let us load in to our stream save and continue along. So today I'm thinking I want to wrap my head around the Circuit 3 chain and in particular start building the buildings that I'm going to need for the Circuit 3 chain, which is going to be a thing. I was looking at the ingredients. Oh yeah, by the way, last time we set up high-grade nickel processing. That's what we did last time. High-grade nickel processing, and are currently making like 6-ish nichrome per second with the amount of molten nickel that's being produced. So that's a thing. Much better than previously. Significantly better than previously. What else did we do last time? I forget, honestly. I went over a few things that were new going into last time, but I didn't really do much of anything off-screen that was new. I did, however, look at Circuit 3's, as the kitty is making my lap really warm right now. It's also raining outside, by the way. Today is a rainy day out here. We have remnants of a tropical storm that have worked their way up to this area. Went from the Gulf up across Florida, through Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and now it's affecting us here in Virginia, and it's going to keep going all the way up the east coast of the U.S., and yeah. It's bringing rain. Fortunately, it hasn't been a ton of wind thus far, but it has been raining all day today. So that is a thing. So, Circuit 3. Circuit 3 is called Processing Unit. Because Circuit 3s are basically a modification of the base game's blue circuits. And the blue circuits are called processing units. So that's what this recipe is. It's processing units for Circuit Board 3. Now, this may look like a lot, and it's a number of things. It's quite a few things, but in actuality, it's not all that bad. I actually have this in a thingy somewhere. Circuit 3 notes. Because what I did do off-screen was I have had a look at some of this, and I was looking specifically at PCB 3s. That's basically as far as I've gotten at this point for the Circuit 3s, is I've looked at what it takes to get mounted circuit substrate. And it's not that bad, to be completely honest. We are going to need a number of buildings, though. In particular, we are going to be needing, not for the substrate, but for things like the blah blah blah. Yeah, the blah blah blah. Is it the diode cores? We're going to need nano assemblers. And this is something that has, like, eluded my knowledge for quite some time now. Nano assemblers. Nano assemblers, if we go into here, nano assembler was unlocked with blue science, so fortunately that isn't something that will be blocking you from making your Circuit 3s. Now, I know that Immortal Sniper was saying to me just before the stream started, when I said, well, today we're probably going to be looking at Circuit 3s, that We should do both 3s and 4s at the same time because they're not that different. They're not that bad. They're relatively few steps. You can set up a relatively small space for them. Well, I don't have the production of beacons, so I'm not going to start with a beacon setup for this. I'm sure it's really small if you use beacons, but I don't really have that many right now in terms of the overall beacon count. I have some, but not a lot. I also don't have things like super alloy yet, or helium yet, so there are other things that we need to set up as well that we will eventually need that are going to take up significantly more space. I just wanted to explore the Circuit 3 chain today. That is what I wanted to do. So we're going to come down to where I'm building things, because I'm going to need to add a few additional buildings. Because I don't think, if I do L and search for nano assemblers, I'm not making any nano assemblers yet. So we need to make those. Nano assemblers are here. Oh, it's like pots. Do the thing. Not that many. I've got a lot in storage there. I don't have any available in storage of the Circuit 2s, so that's slightly problematic. Don't bring that many. Alright, so there's the nano assemblers. I will not need that many of them. What else am I going to be needing in here? Well, I will eventually be needing capacitor cores as part of this, but that will be part of the broader setup. No, what I'm going to be needing here is the cadaveric autumn greenhouses. And if I search for cadaveric, yeah, so I'm not making those either, so I need to start making these glorious things. Come on. There we go, nanobots. Circuit board 1. Very nice. Oh, that's probably going to change. That's probably going to change. So, Pyanodon, when you get back, if you come back, yeah, this should be circuit board 2s for the cadaveric autumn greenhouses, I think. I think that this should be circuit 2s for this building, not 1s. I mean, I will absolutely take 1s for this, but it's advanced small parts with circuit 1s, and you don't usually see that for very many things. Let's see. I think I have all of the other buildings that I need for this, so I guess it's time to start. I need to grab some electronics factories. And chip shooter machines and all that good stuff. Electronics factories. Where are my chip shooters? Probably all the way up here. I could use the map. Not going to, though. There's my chip shooters. And I need my PCB factories. Now, where are those? Where are the PCB factories? Am I not making PCB factories? Hello? Hello, Abe. Where are my PCB factories? All the way over here. All the way over here. We're working on the circuit 2s. Or 3s, I should say. Going to be working on setting up circuit 3s today. That is the plan. Yet another drain on the circuit 2s that I have nowhere near enough of right now. We'll get around to that. Yes, I know you said do 3 and 4 at the same time. I'm not going to. I'm doing 3s. I'm doing 3s because I don't have things like helium and super alloy and all of that good stuff that I would want to have before doing circuit 4s. I have a lot of things on the agenda. I'm just wrapping my head around circuit 3s right now. Not going to do both at the same time. Not going to happen. 4s do have 3s as a requirement, and 3s have 2s in them, and then 2s have 1s. It all builds on each other, but I still am not going to do both at the same time. I just need a spot. I need a spot. Any of this will do. Or any of this. Or I can go over here. I think I'll go over here. And that's where we will start planning. Because I need to wrap my head around all of this. I haven't even really looked fully at everything. Make extra to go into 4. Yeah, I know that's going to be a thing, but I need to scale everything else too. That's part of this process. Non-zero will be more important than 0, and then we can worry about getting the proper scaling to go into the circuit 4s. I know that I will need more going into 4s, but I'll worry about needing more when I'm going into circuit 4s. I'd rather be making things that use the 3s than not. This is a nice big area. I think I will start with you. It'll probably give me enough room to scale. How many Circuit 2 factories did I have when I first started Circuit 2s? When I first started Circuit 2s, it was 1 chip shooter machine. And then as the moment I got productivity module 1s, which was very soon afterwards, that was like one of the first things I set up after getting non-zero Circuit 2s. I then scaled it to be 4 chip shooter machines full of the productivity modules, which is effectively the same output-ish. This is 1 unit per second of Circuit 2s, approximately, just with productivity modules instead. So it's 1 per second. That's all I have right now. And the current demand is like 4 or 5 per second. Or it's greater than 1. The current demand, consistent demand, excluding everything that I need for machines and stuff, is already above 1. Yeah, and I actually need to go through and keep adding productivity modules across the board, but part of me wants to get to Circuit 3s so that I can start making the module 3s, right? I need non-zero Circuit 3s so I can start making productivity module 3s to have even better savings on my inputs. At least that's the ideal situation right now, is I want to start getting my level 3 modules. I will need to pick up the actual module 3 tech, but these are effectively identical to the module 2s. It's just even more circuits, 2s and 3s. The level 2s requires 2s and 3s, and then just even more 2s and 3s after that, so 'tis the plan. It will also be a fair bit of time, so the first thing I'm going to pick up is going to be this one as the next tech as soon as I hit robot cargo size. Yeah, and it's ideal, especially since there is a limit to the speed reduction on buildings. The crafting speed will bottom out at 0.2 crafting speed. It doesn't get any lower than that. So no matter how many productivity modules you have, once you hit that lower limit, it's like that, it's free, basically. Yeah, so these should be at crafting speed of 0.2? Yeah, crafting speed of 0.2. Minus 80% is the limit. So actually, if you have a really fast machine inherently, minus 80% of that base crafting speed is the lower limit. But note that if you're using speed modules, it does, like, it is additive and subtractive. It will take into account all of that, so you'd need enough speed modules to fully offset the full amount of speed reduction for what productivity modules you are using in the buildings. But it does bottom out at 80%, minus 80%. So if you have a whole bunch of modules that are technically taking away more than 80%, you're at 80%. So, similarly, we're going to have this type of a setup here. I don't have quite enough of my modules. Instead, I'm going to do this. And just let the bots take care of it as things are produced. So, we have a few of these things, and we have the capability, I think, of making all of these things. We just need to build out the logistics for all of this, in which the things like the cadaveric aurum greenhouses would be one of the very few things that are just straight up new that is needed. These guys, as well as the nano assemblers. Now, I have literally just set up the production of these two types of buildings, so it will take a little bit of time. Thank you for the follow, Novice Moon. That was a follow. Ave. The cadaveric autumn is for MSA. Or MDS, or whatever it is. MSA on that one to make DMS. So, MSA. Yeah. Methane sulfonic acid. Or methanosulfonic acid. Is MSA. We'll need DMS. DMS is made in the greenhouse. It requires sand, stone wool, fertilizer, coal gas, water, and acid gas. This is scary, but consider that I have all of this. A. B. For these 4 chip shooter machines with productivity modules, with productivity module 1s, the amount of DMS that I actually need is 1 building. 1 building will provide enough DMS. So just 1 building is enough. Operating at full capacity is enough DMS to make enough MSA to make enough PCB3 for mounted circuit substrate. And you thought the vanilla game was complex. Yeah. So, we're a little ways in. We're a little ways in. Did you do the math on paper? I've done my math, at least on... So, I did it to target 0.5, right? I did it to target 0.5 with the productivity module 1s on every step of the way. So 0.5 with every step along the way having productivity module 1s with my current setup on modules. To make that clear, yes, it's, I believe, only 1 cadaveric aurum greenhouse that I actually truly need here. which, yeah, this guy... It's like 3.13, and you can throw a productivity module in it to make it just that much less of a pain in the butt. But yeah, that like 2.76 is more than what you need. You only need 1.71 to feed 3.69 MSA. That will feed like 0.076 PCB3s for 0.08. 0.08 per second on the mounted circuit substrate. Like, that's real low. That's real low. But of course, that will scale as we go along and up and up and up to and that will scale and that will change as we upgrade the productivity modules. Be careful what you say, Pi might be listening. He's around. Pi is around, but was distracted by families suddenly showing up, apparently. So, he's supposed to be here, but apparently family has happened unexpectedly, so he's not here right now. Anymore. I don't need to hold on to the remaining chip shooter machines. So, PCB factories. I am thinking about looking over, it's just one each. Isn't that wonderful? For the mounted and the printed. So the printed will take in MSA. MSA is done in mixers. Pretty sure it's just the one mixer to make the MSA from DMS. More than enough capacity here. It will need hydrogen peroxide and chlorine. Well, guess where hydrogen peroxide is. Yeah, hydrogen peroxide. Now, we do have a pipeline extended near here, don't we? There is a pipeline of hydrogen peroxide because it was used for something somewhere. I'm trying to remember what the for something was. What mod displays the stack size of an item you hover over? That would be a setting. Hit F4. It's part of the base game. And do show debug info in tooltips. If you hit F4 and you do show debug info in tooltips, that will give you a whole bunch of extra information on hover. And it will actually tell you the stack size. It will tell you what the item's ID name is, the actual coded name, its item group, its subgroup, and all that good stuff. And when you hover over the buildings, it'll tell you additional information. So the full set of mods that I'm using is linked below on my stream schedule page. Go to the About pane under the stream. And F4, go away. The full list of mods I'm using is on my stream page. Just go to the Pyanodon's mods drop-down, and that will give you the full list of what I'm currently using. But just for reference, if we load up or go to the stream save game, we've got Actual Craft Time, Afraid of the Dark, Big Brother, Bot Recaller, Bottleneck, Crafting Speed Research, Death Markers, Don't Lose in Progress Ingredients, Enhanced Map Colors, Fluid Must Flow, several loader mods, nanobots, realistic ores, to-do list, stone water wells, all the Pi mods that you can imagine, and all that good stuff. It's not a specific mod pack, it is just a set of mods that I have chosen to use. So, This will need fiberglass. Now that one I haven't looked at yet. We only need like 0.037 per second of the fiberglass. 0.037. I need glass fibers for this. In pulp mills. I need to actually go through the mod list because there's a bit of redundancy in there and things that I don't actually use. Like, I have LTN in my mod list and enabled, and this entire base doesn't use a single unit of rails, for example. I have never built a single unit of rail, let alone trains, so why do I even have LTN? And we're at purple science. Getting non-zero amounts of purple science. Yeah, so don't be like me. Try to design around the concept of having rails. I did not design around the concept of having rails. And we are chugging, I guess. Chugging, come on, stop chugging. Give me pulp mills. Bring me the pulp mills. I need all of the pulp mills, and also get rid of some excess things. I don't need all of these things right now. I need things, but I don't need all of these things right now. In this moment. Oh, hey, I have a nano assembler. I have a nano assembler. These things are cool. I'm gonna need graphene. I'm gonna need a lot of graphene rolls. I'm gonna need high flux cores. I'm going to need processor cores. Diode cores at least. I think I need like, how many of these again? At least 6. At least 6. Nano-electromechanical systems are actually a direct ingredient used in utility science. And I know that graphene is going to be used for some of this other stuff in here. Let me actually grab our electronics factories, because we have a lot more than just these PCBs, or these mounted substrates, to worry about. So we need CPUs, or processors. We need resistor 3s. We need more microchips, of course. We need some capacitor 3s, SMD diodes, and inductor 3s. I think that covers these. SMD, inductor, capacitor, and resistor. Yep, that covers it. So, yeah, all these things. All these things, and they all take productivity modules. Every single one takes productivity. So, lots of planning is needed. But the point here is that graphene rolls and phosphate glass, several things of silicon, additional silicon, cap cores and cap terminations, diode cores, high flux cores, processor, and graphene. And I think that is it. So it's actually like 4. It's graphene and diode cores, the high flux cores, and the processor cores. Oh, hey, another nano. More nano assemblers are required. I need all of them. Alright, well this bad boy is going to be making me some fiberglass. Now, I have everything on my network for this. I'll need to make the steam locally, but I need glass fiber. So, glass fibers. These are new. Yeah, I really don't know why it's dipping below 30. It's like it shouldn't be. Something's up. Might have to reduce the game speed to help it out a bit. Um, I can do at least 0.75. See if that helps. Nah. Now 0.5 will make it go at 30 FPS. Which it's still going to do dipping, but hopefully that'll keep things flowing. So we're now at half speed. Oh boy. Now there is a mod. I don't know if it's been updated or if it still works, but there is a mod that actually lets you do various different scaling, untying FPS from game speed, or just like doing adjustments to game speed and frame rate separately from each other, which I was looking at previously, potentially using. So, fiberglass. I need glass fibers. Glass fibers. High pressure? Yeah, high pressure furnaces for this stuff. I need to get more boron trioxide, but otherwise, we've got all this. I can do some refined syngas through tholins or something. I don't know. Used in fiberglass and special small parts. Oh joy. Kitty is very comfortable, by the way. The kitty cat is in my lap and all curled up and, like, has his face upside down. Boy. Anyway. You. These. Yeah, it's that refined syngas. That'll be a slight issue. How much of this do I need? So I need not 37. 0.037. Give me some of these, actually. .037. So, even less. Half of this, so a quarter. Little more than a quarter of this. Of these inputs. Wow, okay. That would be, one Tholen plant? Right? That would be, one? Just one? Like, I probably have enough overflow. Yeah. It's like, I probably have enough overflow on my refined syngas to take care of this. All on its own. So that's nice. Yeah, something about this spot that I'm standing, the game does not like. It does not like it one bit in this particular position. I wonder why. I need to I need to fix something along the lines with my Logi bots. That's a lot of them in use. I've got 4K free right now. But like over here, this is fine. This is fine, but of course we get up here and it's like, stuff and things. Maybe it has to do with all these things missing modules. Maybe if I had all of the requests done, it wouldn't be swamping the UPS all the time. If everything was actually built. Tholins, it's like 2. What's the ratio of Tholin atmospheric extractors to Tholin plants? Is it like 2 or 3? Or 4? I always forget. I'll take it from here. I think it's at least 3. Probably need like 1 to 2, yeah. Alright, let's get the, do I want this to, like, live here, though? I don't think I want it to, like, to live in this spot in the middle of the thing. I'm just, like... Right now, I'm figuring out the volume of stuff I need, and then I'll play Tetris and make it all fit better together. Because ideally... Come on, picked up the thing. Ideally, we'll have, like, direct feeding of stuff. Or close to it. Yeah, we'll do 1 more tile away. Water. Coal gas is free. Acid gas would be the thing here. But again, it's like, well, at the scale of acid gas needed here, it's like, well, just Tholin plant, just Tholin the acid gas here. There's no point in producing absolute tons. Similarly with the chlorine, it's like, just Tholin plant the chlorine. In fact, this is probably going to be a little bit easier if I just set up an area of Tholin plants for each thing. And just have, like, I don't know, 6 atmospheric extractors. And that'll be that. Just a small little zone of Tholins. To give me my acid gas and chlorine and refined syngas. Now the acid gas, yeah, it's like, that's going to be more than enough to feed the amount of DMS that we need just from this one. And that's 16.67. I think each of these produces, what, 10? 15? Somewhere along those lines. 1667. Same, 1657, but 8.33. I need less than that, I think. This was like, yeah, 5 for 0.3. Fractional. Fractional. And then the chlorine will be a similar situation. Where we have 10 here, but we don't need 33 per second. We only need, specifically, we need 3.42. 3.42. Yeah, that's a bit more. So that'll be good. That'll be great. I need these to be reversed. Not all chlorine, though. That'll do it. Just fine, right there. Doink, doink, and doink. That'll be those. Once this gets built and the buildings are here, that's when I'll think about rearranging, finding final locations for all of them. Where was that hydrogen peroxide? That's what I was looking for. It is somewhere. I'll probably have to go all the way up and look for it. Alright, hydrogen peroxide was brought down. Prepare for, like, all the pixelation on the planet, by the way, as I follow this line. Brought over this way. Here. Here. Aha. Over. Oh, it's directly to my left. It's right here. How convenient. It's right here on the hydrogen peroxide. And the pipe is like full, so I have plenty. So this is fine. Not worried about this in the absolute slightest. I just need to route in some coal gas and, like, do the acid gas logistics, and that's that taken care of. This, however, is going to need boric acid in, as well as some steam. Ever so slight amount of steam. So we're going to see about that, and a little bit of tar. Otherwise, I should have most all of this on my network, so that's just going to get a thingy. This doesn't have any solid inputs. Of course, these aren't living here exactly yet, as they are, so those aren't their final locations, so I'm not going to do the actual requests yet. Moving right along, similarly here, this will use tin plates, copper plates, nylon parts. I should have those on my network as we autosave. Probably going to reposition this a lot closer. So that is going to eventually be that. I just need to note that this will use batteries and optical fiber, as well as the PCB3s. These are actually coded as, like, PCB3 2s? Something like that? PCB3 2? Because it's an extra step of PCBs. So these are PCB3s, and these are PCB3 2. Yeah, recipe name, PCB3-2. Okay, Pyanodon. Okay. Next. Graphene rolls? I suppose? Or diode cores. How many of these do I have? Okay. Let's do the diode math. This one's rather simple. It's just plastic, epoxy, and these cores. Diodes is 0.1. Well, that's convenient. 2 skipped frames detected. Oh, noes. As of 4 minutes ago. Oh, well. Right, do that. Lots of stuff that you need. Nano assembler, assemble these. Biofilm, that's a flight. Rare earth tin alloy and phosphate glass, that's both new. Oh, and liquid nitrogen. Yeah, this chain has a few steps that uses liquid nitrogen. Welcome back. This chain has a number of steps that use liquid nitrogen in it. We're going to now need phosphate glass as well as rare earth tin alloy. Now, phosphate glass I know is made in these guys. Don't make a fool out of me. Is it not? I guess not. Okay. I am wrong. It would be in this? Yes, you. You will also be used for the rare earth tin alloy. Oh boy. Oh, joy. So you are going to be tin and rare earth oxides. And heavy oil. And, of course, phosphate rocks. Crushed quartz I've got in plenty. Oh, beautiful acetylene. Let's make sure I pull some efficiency modules so I know the numbers that I actually need here. Now, it's 0.1. 0.1. So, yeah, I don't need all of this, even though I know I have all of this, so we're just going to be backing up on our phosphate glass. Just like we are probably also, yeah, we're going to be backing up on our rare earth tin alloy. And backing up on biofilm and all that good stuffs. All that good stuff. So that's what we need there. With the new things set up for it. How about you? High flux cores. Oh joy. High flux cores. You need magnetic cores. Which, and you need graphene rolls. Oh boy. Magnetic cores. That's not what I wanted to click. Magnetic. Cladded core, Kevlar, superconducting coil in assembling machines. In assembling machines. In assembling machines. Ferrite, oh joy. In assembling machines, okay. So, you're saying I need assembling machines. Where is all of this? Magnetic cores. Superconducting coils. Coil core and superconducting wire. Where is superconducting wire? There. Now, Nenbit matrix I'm making, optical fiber I'm making, ferrite I'm technically making, I need to put it on my network. Plastic I have got, clouded cores again needs to be added to the network, as well as all of the beautiful things. All of the wonderful, beautiful things. So, yeah, that's fantastic. That's a chain. That is a chain, and something tells me that every single one of these steps is going to use productivity modules. Yep. Every single one is going to need productivity modules. I'm going to need a few productivity modules, just going to point that out. You give tailings. I. And that's just for this up here. I'm not even really going to particularly look at these numbers anymore because I know we're gonna need a lot. We're gonna need a lot. A lot. I need 0.1. That's not quite 0.1. Actually, I don't need 0.1. What am I thinking? Of course I don't need 0.1. I need 0.06. I need 0.02-ish. 0.02-ish. So divide by 4. Yeah. Oh, and then niobium iron alloy and even more liquid nitrogen. Well, that I've got. That I've got, technically. But graphene rolls. These things. I'm gonna make a tutorial just for these things. The graphene roll chain. High pressure furnace. Nanomaterial factory. Oh boy. Bring me some nanomaterial factories. Those guys. Where's the thing? There's the thing. PDMS. Graphene base. Is the nanomaterial factory NIC cores and PDMS. Mixer. Gas processing unit. That's here. No, that's not here. That's one that is not used often, shall we say. Gas processing unit. These guys. These guys that I have no idea what the icon was on it. Oh boy, time to drink more coffee. Yes, the inverted T. The inverted T. So, requesting it. I know I'm making it. Oh, that's been built. Cool. Good to know that's been built. Gosh, this is another chain in and of itself. Maybe I should make a magnetic core tutorial. Or like or just a general high flux core. I don't know. I don't know. Or maybe just inductor 3s. Maybe inductor 3s. That might be a thing. Thing is, graphene gets used for several several things along the way. I don't know if magnetic cores are used for much else. Deposited vanadium. Superconducting magnetic units. That's Mark III stuff. I'm going to want those. Yeah, that's Mark III stuff. I could use that. Superconducting substrate for superconductors. Yeah, I'm going to need plenty of that, actually. Alright, robots, have you brought me stuff yet? No, of course not, because we're running at half game speed and they're super slow at half game speed. And we are a little bit far away. Not too bad, though. So while they're bringing me things, like the good little bots they are, let's start moving on. These guys, capacitor cores and capacitor termination. That's also in GPUs. The cores are in assembling machines, so that is just fine. They are right there. Just add copper coating. Boron carbide. That's a new one that I don't think I'm currently making, but is simple enough. If I can find boron carbide, it's just trioxide plus coke equals carbide. I've got that stuff. I'll worry about scaling all of that base material up with time. This we've seen before. This one needs the phosphate glass. Well, we've got the phosphate glass already. We've got the nickel. We've got nichrome. We've got epoxy already. That just really leaves, and we've got industrial solvent. Processor cores. Yeah, processor cores. Right there. So the processor cores, it's silicon. It's a whole bunch of silicon. Is that like it? Like really? I think that's it. I think that's it. There's the nanomaterial factory. You make PDMS graphene base. You need etching solution and sulfuric acid. You can absolutely use productivity modules, which is great. PDMS and NIC cores. Well, NIC cores. I've already forgotten the buildings. Don't mind me, I've already forgotten the buildings. GPU. Mixer, right. Mixer! Glorious mixer. That stuff needs that stuff. Dimethyl dichlorosilane. Dimethyl dichlorosilane. Please, DDS? No. Dimethyl dichlorosilane. FB reactors. Hey, it's grade 4 copper. FB and methanol. Alright. I have methanol. I just need the FB reactors to be requested, if I can find those. Am I holding on to methane? I think so, yep. That guy. Yeah, that guy. chloromethane. I don't think I'm making that anywhere else. The cat is twitching. He must be dreaming. The cat is dreaming. In my lap, I can feel the twitch, twitch, twitch. Yet another thing that uses hydrogen chloride. Of course, I haven't looked at the number of buildings that I need or any of that good stuff. So we shall see. Where are my GPUs? Hello. Oh. Oh. Why? Okay, GPUs. They are here. This stuff, right? So, again, why? Did I just miff and... yeah, I think... I just skipped them completely. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I happened to just, you know, skip them completely. It happens, I guess. Gosh, we're already almost at 4 gigawatts. That will scale up massively as we get more and more things. So slow. Doesn't help that I'm running the game at half speed. We're at half speed. At half speed, and we're still dipping under. We're still under 30 FPS. I don't know exactly why all that is happening. Let's go back to 1. Get whatever gains we can out of this. We're not actually at 1, but it all helps. Yeah, let's actually get these GPUs being crafted. Gas processing units. Gee, that would be confusing if we also had to make the make actual graphics processing units. Because we would have graphics and we would have the gas processing units. What? I've got shrooms, man. I've got all of the shrooms. I've got all of the shrooms. Like, we've got several thousand mushrooms around the place. Like, shrooms. Shroom, 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 shroom. Shroom, 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 shroom. All the shrooms. We've got lots of mushrooms. Lots of mushrooms. Lots. Lots of mushrooms. They are my power. To say the least. Even though apparently now it's better to do, tar into power or something like that. Tar to crude to power something along those lines. I don't know. So as a reminder, as an incentive to have people use my Discord server and join my Discord server, which I totally have, a Discord server, that is where I will be posting some of my blueprints. If you would like to have a specific blueprint of something that I've designed in this stream save, that would be the place to let me know what you want. I make no guarantees of effectiveness of any of the blueprints. But that will be where you can request beautiful blueprints. Where am I even moving at this point? I don't even know. Where am I going? Here. This is where I'm going. The Discord also has the day 1 of the stream save available. That is not what needs to go in that specific location. That goes in that specific location, and then that goes in that specific location. Any additional day after that of the stream saves will be available by request through my Patreon page. So for my patrons, they will get access to stream saves outside of the first day's save. First day available to everyone. After that, only to patrons, mostly by request, but also I will post every stream save day from here on out. And that will be that as far as the Pyanodon's stuff is concerned. I don't know about providing the saves for, like, my Morrowind playthrough on Thursdays. We shall see about that. I guess if anyone wants them, you can become a patron and request them. So that will be a thing. That will totally be a thing. Gotta provide that value, right? And that is one way to help provide value. You take nichrome? Why? Why you do this? Why you do this? Why you take nichrome? Why you take nichrome? Why you taking my nichrome? Like, I have over 6 per second being produced right here. Like, around 6 per second being produced out of this building. Out of the high-grade nickel processing that I'm doing. That I think I'm doing. That I think I'm doing. Anyway. Something's up. Why you no movie? / why you no movie efficiently? Ah, see, this is what I was trying to avoid. Oh, there's 0 Xylenol. That would be an issue. Yeah. 0 Xylenol. Also, like, this will also be a perpetual problem. This loop here is going to be a perpetual problem, even if I have this overflow valve here on this nickel overflow. Yeah, this will be a perpetual issue. There's no real good way around it. Because what's going to happen is that the nickel slime is going to back up, and this is going to get up to 100%, and then you can't process anymore here, because this takes overflow into slime and tailings. I think this is just poorly implemented. Poorly implemented, not on my end, but on, like, the design of the process itself, because it just doesn't take into consideration what happens when it gets backed up like this. It has no way of taking care of it without having some sort of venting or something. No good way around it. Now, yeah, I'm probably just going to have to go and steal some nichrome, because Otherwise, we're never going to actually make any of these GPUs. Also, I have to figure out my xylitol situation here. Where is that being made again? In bulk. I have a thingy right here. You. Where are all of you not moving is the question of the day. No tar. Or not enough tar. Why? Probably just because you're only hooked up to this one thing providing tar, and this one thing is nowhere near enough. That's most likely the situation here. It's like 300 units per second of tar, and that's like not enough for the amount of xylitol required for this. How very interesting. Do I have any other places that have a tar overflow? Maybe, maybe not. Nope, kitty's moving. Kitty's moving. Yeah, you're getting up. Go. Goodbye. See you later. See you later, kitty. Anyway. Yeah, so I officially hate that type of a thing on the nickel loop. It really does need to be changed. It does need to be changed, because there's no way around having to void something. Like, even if you overflow into a tank, like, eventually that tank's gonna fill, and you're stuck in the same situation all over again. Oh, problems. Problems, problems. Where am I even going? All the way up here. Follow the path. Paths. Several ways of getting to our destination. All the beautiful mushrooms. So yeah, this has turned out to be not that particularly bad for the Circuit 3s. I do need to, like, decide where everything is going to live and do some pipe logistics work, but otherwise, it's okay. We've sort of now have the buildings outside of these, I guess, 2 GPUs that I'm going to need. That will be providing us with beautiful, wonderful things. Watch, by the time I get over here to actually pick up nichrome to use in the GPUs, my logistics bots will have added nichrome, and I actually have GPUs down in the boxes. Like, by the time we get all the way over to force this to happen, we're going to end up having some. Such is always the way. Now, I do believe I saw that I will need methanol out there, but I should have methanol out there, I should have coal gas out there, I should have basically all the things out there. I am going in the absolute wrong direction. Down. Down is the way I need to go. Needed to follow this in the opposite direction. Let's go. So, I think that, I will pretty much be forced. Alright, you're making that as soon as you get enough Xylanol in. But you are stuck because of the nickel tailings. But as this produces stuff, maybe this is actually in a some sort of equilibrium? Maybe we're in equilibrium here? Because we're not getting additional nickel overflow being added from further back. So I think we might actually be in an equilibrium, and I don't actually have to do anything besides just increase the amount of Xylanol in. Which, that's fine. That is fine. We're actually really close to, like, sources of tar. Like, lots of sources of tar. Right now. Thing is, I'm using the tar. That's our only real niggling issue here. Oh, hi. Nichrome. Thanks. Thanks for the nichrome. Am I out of coffee? Almost. Now I am out of coffee. Oh joy, I am very much looking forward to having these Circuit 3s set up and eventually the Circuit 4s set up and eventually also, you know, making high-tech robots. Having a base of blue robots sounds like a wonderful idea. Just having all of these beautiful blue bots flying around. Really fast, beautiful blue robots flying around is very tempting. I want them. I want them very quickly. And a lot of them. How are we doing on... Ooh, that's, a few. I think I've got a few proton receivers stockpiled. Not so much on the donors, though. The donors are lacking the boron. I can make this now. I can do fine carbon dust now. Let's just point out the absurdity, shall we say, of you're basically converting proton receivers into proton donors by doing this, and spending a lot of energy in the form of the particle accelerators to do this. And then the fine carbon dust, well, then you're spending coke. But you know what? Boron, because it's a lot of hydrochloric acid and a lot of refined syngas to make, this might actually be worth doing. It's like, I think this might be worth doing. Just because it's so much hydrochloric acid and refined syngas. It's obscene how much it takes. So particle accelerating for it might be a plan going forward. Crushing coke into the coal dust and then converting it into boron. It is using my receivers, though, which of course is also a little bit of a pain. Getting all the way over and down. Probably went a little bit too far over, yeah. Or, well, we're about aligned. We're about aligned. No one's using my storage warehouse. I'm sad. They haven't brought me any of these yet, so I know that I haven't made any yet. Let's just get ourselves over. To here. Now, you don't have any made. Yeah. Oh, you're missing stainless steel. What? What? Huh. Interesting. Why do both of these things need stainless steel? Why does the Mark 1 need stainless steel? Because this is what... Because this is the building that you need that needs stainless steel in your Circuit 2 processing chain that forces you to make stainless steel before you can make Circuit 2s. That's why this uses stainless steel, is to make sure that you have it when making your Circuit 2 chain. Before you have Circuit 2s, it wants you to have stainless steel. If this didn't need stainless steel, you wouldn't need to set up any stainless steel until you set up blue science. And it's basically the whole reason why I always say if you have Circuit 2s, you have blue science, because you have everything else to make the blue science, because they're all involved in making the Circuit 2s. So, that means that I have a whole bunch of... What? Oh. Yeah, that's not a good idea. Although, that being said, they probably sent all the nichrome here because they were forced to... Oh, hey, we're moving. We are moving. But, yeah, that's a little... Oh. That would be why. They're trying to completely fill up this chest. I don't think I need to have this chest completely filled up. In fact, what I'm going to do is I will, like, limit this chest just to the 1. So that they stop. This was just to make sure that I had stainless steel on the network. But this would explain why we are being limited. Yeah, you only fill up to there so that any other stainless steel... In fact, you know what? I'm going to do that little trick just to get a bunch of stainless steel back onto my network and available without having to do anything drastic here. And just basically help it out. Help it out a little bit, because it's only moving at 15 items per second. We don't have time for that crap. And we're good. I'll leave it as this. Alright, we're good. That'll be available. Of course, I'm going to take a stack with me to force additional production of these GPUs. And it's like, you should really be limited by nichrome on these GPUs, not stainless steel. I have stainless steel. I know I have stainless steel. I knew I had stainless steel. And I did have stainless steel, it's just it wasn't being used properly. Why are you not full? Oh joy. Oh bliss. Move. Thank you for moving. Thank you for building GPUs. Oh. Oh, I was looking at the pickup, not the amount that's actually in the thing. Yeah, the amount in the thing is fine. I have a bit of Nextlet, and it's not even operating at max efficiency, just because lots of sand, lots of sand. Lots of sand. Not enough scrubbers placed to fully process all of this. Not enough scrubbers! Need more scrubbers. But don't need more Nextlet right now. I know that I have that capacity, though. Moving right along. After grabbing the GPUs. On the way. 7! Hey. Thank you. GPUs. Now, as much work as was involved in actually making these GPUs and all that time just spent, these are actually really nice buildings. Like, I like how these look. How they operate. The gas processing units look good. Of course, my usual caveat of, while it's good art, it's not exactly fitting with the theme art style of vanilla. That's been my opinion the whole time, is that even though it's nice, it's not exactly the same style as vanilla. So when you have base game stuff next to the actual new stuff, there's a very noticeable difference in the art styles, and I don't think it goes particularly well together. Hello. Why you no vent? Why you no vent? Seriously. Yep. Because it's not considered a gas. Alright. Sure. I just wanted this to keep moving. That's all I really needed. Was for this to keep moving. Probably gonna wanna, like, do the same thing on the ammonia as well, except ammonia gets vented. Ammonia actually gets vented in the tailings ponds. So sad. So very sad. When you get things wrong. But hey, we've got gold. We got gold! I don't think I need the PCB factories on me, the additional Orem greenhouses, any of that good stuff. We're heading up, up and away. Up and away we go. Up into this square right above us. Get these GPUs down. These inverted T's, as it were. Here we go. GPU. Capacitor terminations and NIC cores. That's what these are used for. As well as, you know, I guess nano wires. Eventually. Not for any of this stuff. Helium, though. Helium is nice. The silicon is what I'll be needing this for. Now, heavy p-doped. You use heavy p-doped. So that actually is new. Heavy p-doped is new, so this... Of course, this just occurs to me. I thought we were somewhat finished, but no, we're not. We are in no way finished, because... Cold, clean air. Well, welcome, helium chain stuff. Cold, clean air. Oh joy. Biofilm and cold air. Cold air? In what? In filters. Okay, filters. Evaporators. And filters again. From pressured air. Alright, so... filters and... evaporators. I think I have the filters. I need the evaporators. So bring me some evaporators. And I have the pressurizers, I think. Hello? Pressure. Pressure pump! Pressure pumps. Filter. Right here. Purified air. This is going to be a activated carbon demander. Right. Why is the icon the same? Oh, hey, maybe, Pyanodon, you should, differentiate these icons. Maybe differentiate these icons, because the icon for purified air and the icon for cold, clean air are identical. Yeah, they are identical. They're the same. This is cold, clean air, and this is purified air. And then purified air to cold air is in that evaporator, which will eventually arrive. Fortunately, this one is quite easy. I will have to deal with this petroleum gas. Petroleum gas is interesting because you have to actually sinkhole it, because it's vanilla. It's a base game fluid product, and even though it makes more sense for you to flare it, it doesn't have a gas vent recipe because it's considered a liquid, technically. So it gets sinkholed for petroleum gas. Petroleum gas is like the exception here. Right, I need a thing for you. What did I need here again? It was the FB reactor for this stuff. G4 copper. Fortunately, I have G4 copper on my network. It is on the network, so a very long time ago when I set up the copper chain in here, and I sort of split everything, I set it up such that we had all the pieces separate. All the pieces separate. So I have some G4, but I don't have enough, clearly, because it's all being converted into molten and then being cast into plates. It's all going into molten and then cast into plates, and this is where all of the G4 resides. But we do at least have the production of G4 for this. Yeah, we're requesting 1,000 units of G4 each. We don't need to request 1,000 units of G4 each. Yeah, we don't need to do that in the slightest. So that will be fine. We've got enough silicon, we've got methanol, we've got technically hydrogen chloride, some spare. Pure sand is going to be a little bit of an issue, but we'll manage. We'll manage. I might just decide to just spend iron somewhere to try and save some space, but I don't like doing that. Methane. Methane is moondrops. I've got, like, the ability to place thousands of moondrops, so that's all good. You bring me the things yet? Yes, good. You make me this stuff. You make me this stuff. More liquid nitrogen. Oh boy. So, that is our next, like, project, I guess. I need, you know, more liquid nitrogen. Where exactly is my gasoline being produced? Oh, kitty, I'm not sitting in a way for you to go onto my lap right now. You know, I think I'm going to take the gasoline and bring it down and, like, do more localized liquid nitrogen thanks to this gasoline. Yeah, that sounds like a wonderful plan. Now, the petroleum gas does get vented in the tailings pond. Oddly enough, you can use a tailings pond to vent excess petroleum gas, but you can't burn it in a gas vent. Just one of those odd things, just because this is a vanilla fluid. However, I am going to take a brief break, and when I come back, I'll go and do that. We will set up the more localized production of the liquid nitrogen. I am going to need DDCs to actually get nitrogen, and I will go over and pipe gasoline down, probably in this square or this one of these 1x1s, and that's where we'll do liquid nitrogen, and I'll bring the pipe up of liquid nitrogen, and then I'll start work on rearranging things here, because that is it. As far as I'm aware, that is it for literally all of the things on Circuit 3s. We might actually see Circuit 3s if I can get all of the logistics done within this next hour, but I shall be taking a break and we'll be back shortly. Alright, we have returned. So, as I was saying right before the break, this is like it, unless I'm missing something rather obvious. Which I don't think I'm missing anything rather obvious that I'm just flat out missing here. I mean, yeah, acetylene I need to bring in heavy oil, I need to get the rare earth oxides. A lot of this is just like logistics. A lot of this is just logistics and a lot of productivity modules, but we can manage even with 0 productivity modules at the moment. I just have to like arrange things how I want them in this 2x2. So first up on the logistics side of things is getting the liquid nitrogen in. Wow, this is a closed loop. This is a closed loop. Just add gasoline. So I will make use of that. Please tell me you don't. Yeah, so this doesn't for good reason. Filters don't use productivity modules, so that is fine and dandy. Of course, by the way, the cat is in my lap. The cat, Kitty Cole, entered the lap immediately today after getting back. So, yep, he's in his rightful spot. I don't know why he likes this spot, but he likes it. I can do this from the map view. What am I doing? I will do this from the map view. Get my gasoline brought down. Down and over. Make my robots do it for me. So, how am I going to route this, and how far? Dang it. Dang it! Why did I do that? I'm going to set this up. I guess I have to set this up locally, actually, so we're going to have this pipe be, let's say, there. I wish I could just, why? Do the thing. I wish I could just click and hold and have it place it at max distances, sort of like with the power poles, but sadly that is not the case. If I were to click and drag, yeah, it would just do that, which is rather unfortunate. Need that there. 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 Good old gasoline. Sad part is I also don't have access to where I am via the mini-map, so we're guessing. We're just guessing here. Long way to go. Wow. This is going to take a lot longer than I was thinking. I hope there's nothing, like, in the way, making me have to reevaluate my decisions. That's right, I have like 1,000,000 blood just hanging out. It is used exclusively for blood meal. So I should probably be doing that somewhere. Maybe. Alright, where am I? Really close? This is the... I lost it. This one? Yes, this one. What am I doing? Here? Yes. You. Gasoline. Yes. Gasoline. Continue. Huh? Kerosene. Gasoline. There we go. Now we can continue our gasoline journey. We're almost there. Almost there. In fact, we have arrived. There. Da-dun, da-dun, dun, dun. Welcome, gasoline. So very much. That, by the way, was a lot faster than physically walking out there and placing all the pipes by hand. So, DDCs. These DDCs will be temporary, because this is a closed loop system. You will produce enough nitrogen to convert back into liquid nitrogen. What's that building I need again for that liquid nitrogen? A compressor. Compressor, compress. Where is a compressor? Compressor? Guess it's here. Compressor. Compressor. Yes, the inward-facing arrows to compress the glorious things. Ooh, inventory space. Let's clear some of the things I don't need right now out of the inventory. Yeah, I don't need any of that. Don't even need the agitators. That helps. That helps a bit. So this will provide initial nitrogen, or it will help to provide initial nitrogen. I am going to take you, stick you there. Probably going to move that one tile in and that one tile in, and then or do that, that to there. Goodbye, kitty. You're going down? You're going down. Alright, bye. Goodbye, kitty Cole. 40, that is 1 each. Whoops. Each of these is 40, so 1 each. The purest nitrogen, that's just gonna get voided as well. Of course, of course. There's no point to doing anything with the purest nitrogen from here. Yes, make me nitrogen. Nitrogen. Have I got those compressors yet? No, they are still flying towards me. 200! Wow, okay, well how much cold clean air do I actually need for these heavy p-dope silicons? 12.5 for 2.5. How much of this do I need for my CPU processor? In actuality. And how many processors do I need for my CPUs? I need 0.08 CPUs. Bear that in mind. 0.08 CPUs. So I actually need a second electronics factory for it. So 0.08. Alright, that's about 1 to 1. About, not quite. So that's actually going to be 2 of these nano assemblers making these guys. I apparently don't have one. So, like, that's for all intents and purposes, let's just say 0.3. 0.3 is significantly less than 2.5. In fact, 2.5, or 0.3 over 2.5. It's like 12%. 12%, something along those lines. I don't know. 2.5 times 0.12 is 0.3, yeah, so 12%. So 12.5 times 0.12 is 1.5. Okay, 1.5. That is our goal here. 1.5 on the cold clean air. Whole of 1.5. Yeah, that's yeah. 25, 22.5 doesn't matter. 1.5. All right. That would be 1.5 divided by 18.75. 8%. Okay. 8%. So 25 divided by 0.08, or no, 25 times 0.08. 2! I need 2 whole cold clean air per second. 2 whole cold clean air per second, which, yeah, so yeah, that's not a lot. That's not Allet. Compressor! Time to compress. you take in and make that stuff. I guess it's okay that I will do this all the way at the bottom here. Grab water. Has to be a little bit further away, though. Hey, our gas line's here. Cool. This will be exclusively gas. Now, here's the trick. Is that we have to route this in such a way that that will come out, and then we have to get the nitrogen from these guys. Connected, and then underflow into this. So that way, these will just end up stopping once this is, well, it will prioritize this output, which is exactly what we need. I will, of course, vent this steam. And congratulations, that, as they say, is that. Welcome, liquid nitrogen, to the wonderful, beautiful party. I could just leave this. It's like, I don't need 60 purified air, let alone 100. Skipped frames a minute ago. Oh noes. Oh noes. Skipped frames. 40, 80, 120, 160, 200. Like, okay, that's fine. I don't need that much, though. We're going to probably just leave it at 3, which is more than enough. I'm going to reorient this, like so. Probably take the whole thing and move it down. Get a requester chest going here for the activated carbon, as well as a requester chest here for the biofilm. Request a little bit more on that biofilm, just to make sure that we cover the flight times. I've got a lot. I've got a lot of biofilm on my network, so that will be fine. And then we have our glorious cold, clean air. Yay. Move. Thanks. I just need the delivery of the activated carbon, and we will be good. I'll probably have to scale up my activated carbon as well, but yeah, so that's cold, clean air. It is specifically for these guys. It is very... excuse me, it is very specifically for these guys. Now, I don't know if I have my silicon wafers on the network. I don't, so I'll have to scale that up a bit. I absolutely have the Nexlets, that I'm not worried about. I am not worried about that, and I will need to bring etching solution. I will need to bring up some etching solution. I'll need to bring up etching, I think, anyway, for some other stuff, but yeah. So that is that closed loop of liquid nitrogen. I, of course, need more liquid nitrogen for the other processes here, which is why we have this underflow valve. This makes 30, up to 33 and a third on the liquid nitrogen. Of course, I only really have 20 or 40 effectively nitrogen in here. Let's think of this as effectively 40 liquid nitrogen in, because this is a closed loop when it moves. When it moves, this is a closed loop. And it will only be doing a small segment of this. So, yeah, I need, let's say, more. MOAR. More. Hum. Do its thing. Needs the, stuff there. I could, of course, process the purest, or the purest nitrogen in a filter. The issue here is that this does use filtration media to do this, and depending on how much filtration media I have, this might not be the best of ideas. But I could do it. I could stick a overflow valve here, for example, and then that will only vent the purest nitrogen when this pipe backs up. So then that way I can do something a little bit like that and actually process some of this purest nitrogen into even more nitrogen. Just to help out, it needs a thingy. It appears I do have these filters, so that's fine. That is just fine. That will work. That will give me an extra 100 nitrogen per second from the... Well, yeah, 50 will get processed, so... Yeah, that's fine. 160-ish, it's... yeah, whatever. Closed loop. That'll be fine. Everything will be awesome. And fantastic and glorious. Just want to make sure I request a little bit more. How many of those are actually on the... Alright. That's requesting, like, everything. Wow, you actually brought the biofilm before you've brought the... Wow. Okay. How far are you going for that activated carbon? Like, seriously? Alright. So that, I guess, is living there. I have to put a provider chest. For reference, chances are I'm not going to be able to fully do all of the logistics work for today. To actually see our circuit 1s today. Or circuit 1s, circuit 3s today. But we'll get somewhat close. Somewhat close. It's just a lot more logistics than I was anticipating, and so yeah, this is going to be a thing that will take a while. Do this thing. hook up this etching solution. And yes, I know I can do this from the map view, but not going to bother this time around. That's not going to be a place I can go down. So, etching solution. Way down here, it does have a space on my bus. How fortunate. How far have I brought this up on my bus, though? Is a good question. That far. So, P-doped silicon is how far I've brought this up. So, right there. I need to go from here to here. That's a bit big of a gap, so I'm not going to try to cross that. So I have to get all the way over to here-ish and bring down the pipe to here. So I'll go over, and up is essentially how we're going to do this. But I do need to go there to there. And down we go. Glorious, beautiful logistics. Now, because I have... you know what? No. I'm not going to do that. I was going to say, because I have basically showed what you need on the Circuit 3s, that I will finish the logistics off-screen. Kitty. Kitty! Kitty! What are you up to? What are you up to? You're all wet. You're all wet. You were drinking water, weren't you? You were drinking all of the water. So now I'm all wet. Thank you. Ew, Kitty. Kitty. Your face is too close to the mouse. Could you rearrange yourself right there? Thank you. Rearrange right there. So that I can actually touch my mouse without you having your face all wet on my hand. That would be great. That would be fantastic. Alright, continuing to bring this down. Where am I going to start going left? I suppose where we cross this yellow belt will be an ideal situation. All this water, though. Oh boy. All this shallow water. I have a glorious mod that means that I don't even need to use it. Alright, we're going to go to the left. Until we reach buildings. And then down. Now, moving right along from this etching solution, what do I want to get placed next? Probably all the PCB stuff. Circuit board 3s and mounted circuit substrates. That will probably be next. Probably. Ooh, this is gonna be... Ah, frig. This is gonna be close. Yeah, that was pretty close. Down. Get our southern route now. If we can make it past this. All of this mess. Gotta get all the way down to that P-dope silicon. And then over again, apparently. Fortunately enough, we are going to be seeing our Circuit 3s, at least at some point this week. Our next stream, most likely. Ah, etching solution. It's all the way up here, too, so I will just connect from here. Voila! That is that. Which means you just need the wafers. Now, the wafers are here. They terminate there. I need them on my network. Or I need to start making them. Now, the wafers are graphite, aramid, silicon, and crushed quartz. That's convenient, considering how much crushed quartz I have on my network. So, because I know I have all of this, all of it is on my network, I am just going to go up to the main part of the base and start making it in a nice, fast Mark II machine. That way we reduce flight time and all that good stuff. All that good stuff, and reduce our dependency upon the main bus, which is ideal. I want to try to become completely independent of the main bus, and then, like, have a big screw you moment to the bus and just delete the whole thing. Like, that'll feel good. That will feel good after setting everything up to not depend at all on the bus. Just delete the bus at that point. It's like, well, you're not needed, and I can use the space for other things. You are what I need. Question is, how much per second of stuff? That's just fine. And then these. Oh, you need a vent for each of you. Yep, I've got all the things. Just take into consideration flight times. Request from buffer chests so that we can get all of the crushed quartz that I know I'm making. Or that I know I'm voiding, shall we say. Where was that all again? Up here. It's supposed to be in this buffer chest, but I never, like, set anything to make it not void. So let's go do that. Let's do the thing where we can make it so that it does not void. That would be ideal. An ideal situation. So we actually have some spare. We'll do like a only deposit onto belts that lead into voiding if you have greater than 50k units or something like that. Unfortunately, you can't do these things with the loaders, so I'm going to have to rearrange all that. It must all be rearranged. Also, before I completely forget, this needs to happen several times. I'm going to do this here. 1, 2, 3. There. Lots and lots of silicon wafers. I don't have any logistic wires on me. I'm going to need some logistic wires. Have I made these on my network? I don't know. I don't think so. I apparently have some red wire stored somewhere, so may as well have it brought to me, what I have of it. May as well just place down assembling machines, red wire, green wire. And just leave it like that. Let it fill up chests so that I know I always have it. Think I've got drilling fluid too, huh? I've yet to make drilling fluid 3. I need to make some of that. I also need to make I need to do aluminium boring, ground boring, on top of the molybdenum and niobium from the level 3 thingies. Yes, thingies. Level 3 drilling fluid. Because I think I've got basically everything else. What am I not ground boring right now? I think I have that in my notes here on the side. I'm not ground boring aluminium, niobium, and molybdenum. Those are the only things I'm not currently ground boring. And I'm probably going to want to do the aluminium soon. No, we're good. We're good on that. We're going to need to do the molybdenum sooner than later. Also, because I need to have it so I can set up real Cermits. Real on-network Cermits. So basically what I'm doing here with this, I need to do here with this. Yeah. So, break that. Also break that, because that's pointless now. Not like I'm using all 4 lines anyway at the moment. No. Wrong. Right. Ta-da. Now. Where are those wires? Bring me my wires. I need wires. Come on. Come on, wires. There's the wires. I need a lot more wires. I need a lot more wires than this. Yeah, so enabled if the crushed quartz, yes, kitty, what are you doing? Is greater than or equal to 50,000 units. Fortunately, you can just shift right click and then shift left click down the line and it will copy all the stuff. Any more red wires? Yes, thank you. So, fine. Just be sure only to power the ones with the actual wire on it for now. And then as we build additional wire, we will get a full stack eventually. So, there we go. We are now accruing in this buffer crushed quartz. Lots and lots of crushed quartz. Okay, Kitty is now actually cleaning himself. For the first time in a long time, Kitty. That's how kind of you for cleaning yourself after being on my lap and making a mess on my lap. Thank you so much for choosing to clean yourself up after you have made your mess on my lap. That's very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. I am joking, by the way. In part. I'm not mad at Kitty. Alright, where even am I moving? I'm just walking and running right now. I need to go back here. I'm just running around trying to collect my thoughts. Anyway, let's head on back. 24 more minutes in our stream today. Let's see how much further we can get towards the circuits. Hi. Hi. Bye. He's leaving. One of the best decisions I ever made when I had bought this desk and set it up was to buy 2 desks and have it in an L setup so that I could have the spot for the cat next to me. Because I knew if you have a cat, it's going to live on your desk. Like, non-negotiable. If you have cat, it will live on your desk for some periods of time during the day, and you need to have a place for the cat. If you don't have a place for the cat, it will make a place for itself. And yeah, you want to try to avoid that situation as best as you can. So that's why next to me is where he has the towel to sleep on. Towel on top of a heat pad. So it's a nice, warm, soft spot. And oftentimes I'll find that he has spent the night sitting there, even without the heat pad on. Because this is one of those ones that, hey, it's non-zero. This is one of those ones that turns itself off after 2 hours, which, yes, safety, but also inconvenient. Non-zero! Yay! It's non-zero heavy p-dope silicon. We at least got that much done. Ah, this pure sand, though. Oh boy. That's gonna be space. I have to think about how I'm going to logistic all of this in this amount of space, considering what I also need on top of everything else. Joy. I need to scale more boron trioxide, too. Oh boy. Oh boy, and I need to get heavy oil out here. And, well, I think... I don't. Wow. Seriously? Why? 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 I need this line. I need this line brought the rest of the way up. Oh, that's convenient. Yes, there are gaps, I know. But what I can do is I can just, like, copy and be like, yay, all the way. Be like, hey, buddy, fill those gaps, thanks. Thanks for filling up all the gaps, yeah. And fortunately, as if it were planned, I already have my robo network extended all the way out so that my construction robots can actually place all of that. Why did I do this? Why do I already have this here? Because I did the exact same thing with like Cermits, I think. Like right on the edge with the Cermits, had them going up, or the zinc. I think it's actually the zinc. I built all of this out just to have the zinc run up with the robots. Yeah, I think I'm good on the red wire for now. What's next? What is next? Oh boy, I have a lot to choose from, don't I? And I need to, like, come up with final positions for things. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's do the substrate, the mounted substrate. I said I was going to do the mounted substrate, so I'll do the mounted substrate, which means I also need the glass fibers, which means I need to, like, decide where every single one of these things is going to live in perpetuity. So, this was that stuff. This was that stuff. And then this was just Tholins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oof. Oof. I need a few more. Just a few more. In fact, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to arrange it a little bit differently. I'm going to arrange it this way. And then we can do +4 a lot more easily. Also, don't forget to make sure to get all of the pipe work done, because that would be real bad. I need to trim that. And that. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Of course, everything will need power. Excuse me, I said everything will need power. Literally, all the things will need power. Let's get this done. Okay, that is all of those now theoretically moving. Technically moving. You need coal gas. I have it somewhere. You know, somewhere. I have it. I have it here. I have it venting here with spare, so that is a good setup where I can bring this up. Copy that. Ugh. I dislike. Copy both. I am all the way up here. Convenient that I'm right next to this kerosene. Alright, that is coal gas. Brought all the way up there. Or it will be coal gas. That will feed this. I will cut all of this because it's going to live over here. This is actually going to live right there, like so. Excuse me? Oh. Oops. Chlorine. Doesn't quite line up perfectly, but better than nothing. Yep, there's chlorine. Hydrogen peroxide. That is over here. Conveniently enough. Such a wonderful convenience of a lot of the stuff as it's been built. Yeah, hydrogen peroxide. That's like that for now. The other stuff. Where do I want this other stuff? Probably right here. There we go. Hey, you've got your refined syngas. Now you can get all your other stuff. Welcome back, kitty. Of course, the main thing is that this boron trioxide is going to be the limiting factor. We can go ahead and power things. I will need lots of things for this. Fortunately, I have all of those, and all of that. Yeah, good luck on the stone wool, though. Good effing luck on that stone wool, though. We shall see. Oh, yeah. Cut. Paste. Yeah. That will work. That will work. And that will be our MSA. Glorious MSA. Yeah, you're cleaning your face now? We should clean the rest of your body. You're a bit of a stinky kitty. You need to actually wash the rest of you. All you really ever do is wash your face these days. That's it. That's it, that's all. Ugh, boric acid and tar. That's going to be a little bit tougher. Of course, I'm going to pull directly from that. Don't need those. Grab that. All that. All that. All that. From buffer. Wino rayon. Excuse me. Excuse me. Ah. I am I am apparently using all of my rayon. All of my rayon, that all of this is just rayon. So just so as we're clear, all of this is just rayon. A little bit of rayon, not even all that much. Yeah, those are really low. This should be just fine. I should have that there, but I'm gonna have this go that way. Probably above, but we shall see. We're otherwise good, right? I think I'm otherwise good. Take those. Or not. Doesn't matter. Ooh, 9 more minutes. 9 more minutes. This guy. You're next. You're the one getting the MSA. Just as soon as we get Stonewall in here, we'll be good. Good frickin' luck. Deliver 2. Okay. Sure. Hey, Stonewall. There it is. There it is. You need 4 to actually start moving. Yep, that's the thing. Also, make sure I actually have that. That's actually really important. Stonewall is not cheap. Get that in there. Get that there. Now, I should have the nylon parts, yet, on my network. As I said, I should actually have them on the bus going up here. Doesn't look like I brought it all the way up, though. Of course, of course. So yet another thing that needs to be brought the rest of the way up is the nylon parts. And that's going to need to be done manually. Nylon is here, nylon parts is here. How far along are you? Not quite far enough. And yeah, there's a gap there, and you need some landfill. So I need to go do that manually. That's sad. That is sad. I will continue, of course, working on the I will work on the logistics of all of this off screen if I have the time. I have a lot of things to do between now and our next stream, so we shall see if that is the case. If I'm able to really find that time to do it. If not, then that fine, we'll just finish up next time. But my point is, even if I do work on the logistics off screen, I want to leave it in a way such that I don't make any Circuit 3s until the next stream. I want to turn it on in the next stream so we can actually start working with our glorious new circuit board 3s that will be occurring shortly. So about 6 more minutes left in this stream for today. What do I want next? Well, let's just get this in its rightful position over here. I may as well just put a thing there. Don't even need that. Because just going to say that PCB 3 is only used in mounted circuit substrate. It's the mounted circuit substrate that's going to be used for PCB 4s and circuit board 3s. So just bearing all of that in mind. Of course, with the singular productivity module in them. Requests to these. Plenty of these. Not those. And I should have, yeah, plenty of batteries and plenty of optical fibers so that when this does eventually start moving, we will be very much good to go. Hey, you've got a little bit of DMS in you. You're waiting on your steam, tar, and boric acid. You've got some rayon now. That's great. That's great. I will need to find a source of nearby tar. Probably that same source here has an excess of tar that is actually currently being vented. Let's siphon off of this. Bring it up this line, so I will do this way. And this will be our tar in. I then need steam in, and I need the boric acid in, but that is also relatively nearby, and I need to go out that direction anyway myself. I'm going to, yeah, do it this way. There we go. That will be tar. Boric acid. Well, my boron processing is here. Apparently this is choking for lack of drilling fluid 1. Ooh. Yeah, that'll be a bigger problem than I would like. Yeah, I need more copper ore, it looks like, to feed all of this. Which the issue on the copper ore probably just simply that it isn't enough. Isn't enough lubricant. It's enough coal gas, it's not enough lubricant, so need to scale this up a bit. Scale this lube. Right, that's another thing. This no longer uses productivity modules, which is another thing messing with me. So, bearing all of that in mind. What has gotten done over the course of the day today? Well, we spent the day today going through the things that are needed for the circuit board 3s, as well as have planned out how to get this set up. We have started officially working on the actual logistics of the thing. We have started making the heavy p-doped silicon today out of our clean air, our cold clean air, which has the same icon as this air. These two different air types have the same, yeah, purified air and cold clean air share the same icon. Like, really? Why? Why you do this? Why you do this? I brought the gasoline line down because this is actually a closed nitrogen loop. Just add gasoline and it's just fine. But we have additional nitrogen production because we need more liquid nitrogen for other processes in this system here. There will be more things that need liquid nitrogen, as we can see right here. These guys, SMD diode stuff, things for SMD diodes, and then the high flux core will need additional stuffs. I need also lots of boric acid, so we need to get around. I need to go off screen and make sure that I'm actually producing sufficient amounts of boric acid slash diborane. Need to get etching solution into here, which I already have etching solution brought up because it's here, right in here. So I guess that's where this guy will live. Is near that. Need to get sulfuric acid in. Need to get HCl in. Need to get lots of things. Lots of things. Methanol, more HCl, methane, and hydrogen, heavy oil, acetylene, and all the vacuum stuff. It's going to be a lot of logistics that still need to be done. And this guy just needs the steam and the boric acid. Then we can start making the whatever this is. The fiberglass. Because that's all that's really left here. That'll make the printed circuit substrate 3, and that'll make the mounted circuit substrate. That is literally the final things here. Is I need the boron trioxide on the network in sufficient amounts. I need the boric acid in, and just a minuscule amount of steam, and that will finish us off on these mounted circuit substrates for the doohickeys for the circuits. And this is generally considered PCBs thus far in circuit board 1 and 2s is the hard part. PCBs are considered the hard part. Here it's a little more evenly distributed, I think. On the circuit 3s, at least, it's a little bit more evenly distributed. We have a few additional chains. We have all of this stuff for the magnetic cores, as well as the whole of the graphene roll chain, as well as heavy p-doped silicon chain to have to deal with. All of this, dimethyl chloride for the PDMS, and this for the NIC core, that's all part of the graphene roll chain. So this is going to get a tutorial for graphene rolls, most likely, at some point. This might get a tutorial for the magnetic cores, but I mean, this is just placing things down more than anything else. I need more boron. So anyway, with that, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. Today we've worked towards Circuit 3s. Next time we will finish Circuit 3s, most ideally. If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you're so inclined, head on over to twitch.tv/OtakuShowboat to leave a follow to be notified when I go live Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays from 10 a.m. to approximately 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. You can follow me on Twitter at OtakuShowboat. Visit my website at otakushowboat.com. Become a patron on Patreon at patreon.com/OtakuShowboat to get access to stream saves. Join my Discord server to get access to blueprints, the links for all of these things as I whack my mic. Excuse me for that. Sorry. Links for all these things are in the description below. And I hope to see you all on Tuesday for our next Factorio stream. I'll see you all then.